So now that the horizontal is done, it is time to assemble the elevators which attach to the rear of the horizontal. And each elevator has a trim tab, which is kind of what this, you can kind of see the skin where it's cut out. So these are kind of, it's not difficult. There's just a lot to just an elevator because you have some access hatches with these little guys, which I'm actually planning to order a different version of this, a machined versus a welded. I mean, these will work, but if I can't get it, well, I say that, but if the person that made the machine ones doesn't respond or doesn't still make them, then I'll have to use these or look for another alternative. But I will be modding these instead of doing rivets, putting, like they mentioned, putting nut plates or something so you can remove these. That allows you to make adjustments and remove this stuff if need be, versus not being able to if you rivet, or making it much more difficult. So I don't think this will take too long, but don't quote me on that. That's a lot because you've got multiple bulkheads going on. You've got a hinge pinch that has to go in, which is basically the hinge for the trim tabs. You've got this little piece here, which is kind of it's a shaped piece of aluminum that goes in the trailing edge. You can kind of see it there. So this will get trimmed down for each side. Basically, you got to make two of all these. They just give you one strip, and you got to cut them and measure, cut them to the specific lengths. And the thing of this is, and then you actually have to make some little ribs. They give you a pattern in the plans, and you have to make sure that those patterns are actually the right scale. There you go. And it tells you the measurements of what it should be to do a one-to-one print. And I know there's ways to do that in the printer, so hopefully those are printed right. If not, I'll have to reprint and get them properly sized. So that's a thing you got to do, and then those actually get glued in with tank sealant, and then you have to put the tank sealant along a spar to help with cracks, prevent cracks. I don't know if that SB service bulletin was for the Rv-10 or if it was one of the other models and they just kind of incorporated it in the Rv-10. So I'll be getting nice and yucky with the I call it Pro Seal, but it's tank sealant. I hate that stuff, but aviation loves it. Keeps corrosion out of things. You'd think they would come up with a better way to do things like that, but anyways. So, and the plans also note that they only show you the left side. Let's see what it says. And only left elevator is fully depicted. Yeah, so I kind of I separated them on all the parts on the two tables. So this will be, and I'm kind of doing it because I'm working from this side. So I kind of did it like if I was standing at the back of the plane looking forward, left side, right side. Some things are universal, but there are some parts that are not. And based on the way they did the numbering, it lets you know if it's left or right. For some odd reason, I have two of these trim tab skins for the right side, and I only have one of these, which goes over the outer rib, kind of the end of the actual, this is what your elevator will look like. So, and you actually mount lead weights, which are sitting right there. They're all a little different on weight. So you actually have to trim some off of two of the weights. So when you start trimming them and everything, I will remove as needed to make them all the same. So no big deal. And that is it. So left elevator, right elevator. And at this point, I ordered this last night, emailed the guy about these brackets. So hopefully he responds, hopefully he's still in business. If he is, I will get those on order. I don't need those right away. It'll be a few, depending on how long this takes, could be a week or two before I actually need those, or it could be faster, but I'm gonna get on order. I do have, I placed an order for some upgrades to some aileron bell cranks. I've got the carbon fiber tip caps for the horizontal coming. And because they're not that expensive, I went ahead and got the one for the rudder and the vertical, which are kind of like they're 3D printed. It essentially replaces, so the fiberglass one, or carbon fiber, will replace these, which are these rough cut fiberglass ones that need a lot of work. The carbon fiber ones will be pretty much fitted and done. So it saves you a lot of prep work. And the 3D printed one will be this one and that. Oh, sorry, this one and that replaced. And since I won't have a light, the one I actually ordered has the deleted light. So it's smooth and tapered, so I don't have to cut that off and fill and sand and make it look nice. And replaces this. This is what goes on top of the vertical. So worst case, I was kind of hesitant on the 3D printed because it's made with PETG, and it should hold up just fine, but it is a kind of a plastic versus a fiberglass. So I went ahead and said I would give it a try. And what I planned on doing anyways is when you put this, dang it, sorry, let me go back over here. So when you put this vertical piece, biggest thing I'm trying to do is save weight, because I'd rather put the weight in baggage or in another place. So this will essentially go right in this area here on top of the vertical stabilizer. So when it's on here and you put it like this, the rear is open. So what I'm going to do is on the 3D printed one, I'll probably fill it with foam, which will keep it light, but it'll also keep it rigid, and the back will be closed off as well. So it's a common thing you see with the RVs is people will basically fiberglass this in and finish them and make them nice and smooth, so you don't see into them kind of on the tips of things that are open. But that is on order, and I went ahead and I will be getting their carbon fiber wheel pants too. So, but I won't need those for a while, obviously. But when you order the fuselage, you do get the wheels. Now, the wheels and brakes come part of the fuselage kit. And I believe the wheel pants are in the finishing. So I'll have the wheel pants before the finishing kit, which is great. And they're not that expensive, honestly, for a better designed aerodynamically and material-wise. They're lighter. They're more streamlined. They're already fitted, and everything's already done. It's got an access door on it. Are cheaper, in my opinion, than what you're getting from vans, because you got to put a lot of work into the vans and all that. So, yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. Depending on how long this takes, and then, once this is done, I will move on to the tail cone, which is the last thing. So you do the vertical, the rudder, horizontal, elevators, and then tail cone. And then the last little thing you're doing is assembling some odds and ends items. Like you go ahead and put the trim. There's a trim mount for the trim motor that goes in the tail cone that connects to the trim cables that will actually connect to the trim tabs on the actual elevators. And then there's also I got to do the push and pull tube for the elevators. That it also has like a bell crank in the tail cone section. So that's another little thing. That's like one of the last things you do. And then you're kind of finished with the tail cone and empennage, or the empennage kit as they call it. And then at that point is when you, oh crap, hand's cramping. Oh, look at that. Sorry. Then I will be ready for the next thing. So saving for the next kit. That's what's going to slow me down is just overall cost. I mean, the kits went up 20% in January. I really don't think, I mean, they're still, compared to a Cirrus, $1 million plus or $1.5 million airplane, these are obviously still cheaper, but it's getting away from being affordable for most people because a lot of people did experimental and got into vans because they were super cheap, and people that, did this 5, 10, 15 years ago are paying a fraction of the cost of what the new people are having to buy. So it kind of sucks. So anyways, just a little update, what's going on. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull all the blue stuff off, and I'm going to label everything as I pull the blue, because the blue typically has the number stuff on them. So I'm going to pull all that off and kind of label it and start prepping for priming, because this is kind of in my opinion, probably the biggest area you're probably going to get corrosion. It would be, if any place, because, it's not like a rounded front of a wing. It's, because the open part of the horizontal's in the back, so the flow is this way, so you're less likely to get moisture and stuff in there to cause any kind of corrosion versus, the elevator, which is open in the front and tapers back to a close. So you're getting stuff going, can get stuff to go through that way. So I will prime all contact points, and essentially, because these skins are so small, I'll probably just hit the entire skin with the primer as well. So, yeah, that's a long 12 minutes of nothing, but it's an update and moving forward. So hopefully, from what I've seen, the only thing I'm missing is one of these, like I said. So I can go ahead and start the left side and, just kind of skip the right side while I'm doing that, which actually it needs to be over here, left side. But there'll be a few days of me prepping and everything. I'm probably not going to work tomorrow. I need to work on this tomorrow. When I get home from work, I probably need to mow, so take a day off. So that'll give that part time to get here. So I should have that part sometime this week. But you guys have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave some comments. And I'm going to get back to it. Cheers.